I said goodbye to dear old Dad and kissed my mother goodbye, then turned away before they'd see the tears form in my eyes. Along the winding leafy lane where in childhood we would play, with heartaches and old memories, I sadly made my way. So many folk have left their home to strife and poverty, yet somehow we could struggle by, just mother, dad and me. But things went wrong between me and the girl I call my own, and I left Casteleblakeney, my old people and my home. I visualize the hedgerows on the road I used to know. I see the town of Blakeney and the lakes around the town, around the old home castle where so often I would roam. I dreamed of Casteleblakeney, my old people and my home. The harbor lights are fading now as I leave this foreign shore, and I watch the dark horizon that I mean to see no more, to the land that holds the legend of the fairy and the gnome. Going back to Casteleblakeney, my old people and my home. Back to Casteleblakeney, my old people and my home. It's long and many years ago since I left my native land. It's been no fault of mine that I left old Ireland. When mother and I parted, some bitter tears were shed. Last night I dreamt of mother, and in my dream she said, oh, come back home to Erin, come back to Erin's shore. You know you're always welcome, and you're Irish to the core. Oh, come back home to Erin, and never again to roam. Come back to the one that loves you, my burning, come back home. I know I had a sweetheart along with mother dear. She promised when I left her to be faithful and sincere. I know she kept her promise for the while I was away. For every letter that she wrote, like mother, she would say, oh, come back home to Erin, come back to Erin's shore. You know you're always welcome, and you're Irish to the core. Oh, come back home to Erin, and never again to roam. Come back to the one that loves you, my birdie, come back home. Well, now I must be going, it's time I was away. When I reach old Ireland, we'll have a chat each day. It's then I'll marry Mary, with Mary I will stay. In Ireland, dear old Ireland, and then no one can say, oh, come back home to Erin, come back to Erin's shore. You know you're always welcome, and you're Irish to the core. Oh, come back home to Erin, and never again to roam. Come back to the one that loves you, my burning, come back home. Come back to the one that loves you, my burning, come back home. You wouldn't read my letters if I wrote you. You asked me not to call you on the phone, but there's something I'm wanting to tell you. So I wrote it in the words of this song. I didn't know God made honky-tonk angels. I might have known you'd never make a wife. You gave up the only one that ever loved you, and went back to the wild side of life. Oh, the glamour of the gay life I have lured you to the places where the wine and liquor flow. You're a way to be anybody's sweetheart and forget the truest love you've ever known. I didn't know God made honky-tonk angels. I might have known you'd never make a wife. You gave up the only one that ever loved you, and went back to the wild side of life. You gave up the only one that ever loved you, and went back to the wild side of life. There's a glen in old Tyrconnell, there's a wee house in the glen, where dwell an Irish colleen who inspire the hearts of men. He was handsome hale and hearty, shy and graceful as a fawn. All the neighbors loved that widow, handsome daughter, Noreen Vaughan. Till one day there came a letter with her passage paid to go to the land of the Missouri and the Mississippi flow. Very soon she'd all things ready, and next morning at the dawn, that old widow, broken hearted, said goodbye to Noreen Vaughan. Many years that mother waited, till one morning to her door came a tender-hearted female. Costly were the clothes she wore, saying, Mother, don't you know me, though I've only caught a cold, yet those scarlet spots appearing on her cheeks the story told. There's a churchyard in Tyrconnell where the flowers wildly grow. There's a broken-hearted woman reeling o'er a lonely grave, saying, Noreen, oh my Noreen, 'tis but lonesome since you've gone. 'Twas the curse of emigration laid you low, my Noreen Vaughan. Now fair youths and tender maidens, ponder well before you go from your humble homes in Ireland. What's beyond you'll never know. What is gold and what is silver when your health and strength are gone? When you think of immigration, won't you think of Noreen Vaughan? When you think of immigration, won't you think of Noreen Vaughan? Wasn't it great in '68 to have been around back then? A night in the town cost half a crown and you still had money to spend. Girls wore mini skirts and corduroy shirts and boots up to their knees. With backcombed hair they looked so fair, they were such a sight to see. Well, Betsy and me, about 3:30, we'd hit for God knows where, with the loan of £1 and the roof rolled down on a 1600E. We'd hit Clonmel to hear McDell or Dolan in Tremore, the Barrel Land or the Silver Sands or a Marquee in Tullamore. I wanna go back, take me back to where I want to be. Take me back again in time, it's forever on my mind. Take me back to where it all began for me. Lovely girls we met, and you may bet from every corner of the globe, from the hitching post to the last outpost, and some of no fixed abode. From the Golden Vale to Emmy Vale, where a blonde had her eye on me. Down in Kappa White, where a farmer's wife wanted Betsy home for tea. Well, those times are gone, and it wasn't long, and they were just a memory. The halls up there were full of wares like videos and TV. I've settled down and made a few pound, but each Sunday as the clock strikes 8, I think of the time when the world was mine back in 1968. I wanna go back, take me back to where I want to be. Take me back again in time, it's forever on my mind. Take me back to where it all began for me. I wanna go back, take me back to where I want to be. Take me back again in time, it's forever on my mind. Take me back to where it all began for me. Take me back to where it all began for me. I was driving down a lonely road on a dark and stormy night, when a little girl by the roadside showed up in my headlights. I stopped and she got in the back, and in a shaky tone she said, "My name is Mary, please won't you take me home?" She must have been so frightened, all alone there in the night. There was something strange about her, her face was deathly white. She sat so pale and silent in the backseat all alone. I never will forget that night I took Mary home. I pulled into the driveway where she told me to go. Got out to help her from the car and open up the door. But I could not believe my eyes, the back seat was bare. I looked all around the car, but Mary wasn't there. A small light shone from the porch, a woman opened up the door. I asked about the little girl that I was looking for. Then the lady gently smiled as she brushed a tear away. She said, "It sure was nice of you to go out of your way. But 13 years ago today, in a wreck just down the road, our darling Mary lost her life, and we still miss her so. So thank you for your troubles and the kindness you have shown. You're the 13th one who's been here, bringing Mary home. You're the 13th one who's been here, bringing Mary home." In a little village not many miles away, there lived a rich and aged man whose hair was turning grey. He had 3 sons, the only ones, but Jack and Tom were sly. Ted was honest as could be and would not tell a lie. They did their best to ruin Ted right in the old man's eye. Soon their lives began to work, and Ted was much despised. One night the old man said, "Begone, you're heartless to the core." These were the words the young lad said as he stood beside the door. "Don't be angry with me, Dad, don't turn me from your door. I know that I've been wayward, but I won't be anymore. Give me just another chance and put me to the test. You'll find the black sheep loves his dad far better than the rest." Year after year passed slowly on, and the rich man's now grown old. He called together Jack and Tom and gave them both his gold, saying, "I'll only need a little room right at your fireside." Then one night Jack, returning home, he brought with him a bride. His wife began to hate their father more and more each day. One night he heard the 3 declare that he was in their way. They then agreed to send him to a workhouse that was near, and like a flash the black sheep's words came ringing in his ear. "Don't be angry with me, Dad, don't turn me from your door. I know that I've been wayward, but I won't be anymore. Give me just another chance and put me to the test. You'll find the black sheep loves his dad far better than the rest." A carriage pulled up to the door. It was the workhouse van. The lads then turned unto their dad and said, "Here is your man." Just then a manly form appeared, and pushing through the crowd, "Stand back, you brutes," the stranger cried, "this will not be allowed. You took this old man's property and all that he had saved. You even sold his little plot containing mother's grave. I am his son, but not your kin, from this till judgment day." The old man grabbed the black sheep's hands, and the crowd all heard him say, "Don't be angry with me, lad, though I turned you from my door. I know that I was foolish, but I won't be anymore. I should have given you my gold, for you have stood the test. I found the black sheep loves his dad far better than the rest. I found the black sheep loves his dad far better than the rest." It was early Friday morning, I was cycling into town. The front wheel, it was wobbling and the mudguard falling down. The two legs of me trousers were tied up with bits of twine, and a pension book was telling me a pint would soon be mine. "How you, Mr. Murphy," says the postal clerk to me. "Not so bad," says I, "for a man of 73. A fox came to me house last night and stole me only duck. Buy a lottery ticket," she says, "it might change your luck." I took the little girl's advice and handed her a £1. Outside I scratched the ticket with a penknife I had found. I nearly dropped my trousers and grew a head of hair. When I realized I was a bloody millionaire. No more hay or turf to save, and no more feeding calves. One kick from me big boot and the bike was into halves. I headed for the local, sure I was feeling great, and friends I never knew I had came in to celebrate. Not long after that I had a new suit on me back, a new red car outside the door and a telephone on the rack. The wife was sporting a blonde wig where her grey head used to be, and the Wellington tracks had disappeared from just below her knee. I sat there admiring the new dress that she wore, a brand new set of teeth she got installed the day before. I held her oh so tightly, like when I was her groom, and we looked rich and graceful as we waltzed around the room. 'Twas then I got an awful shock, I thought I nearly died. I spied the ugly missus as I opened up one eye. With curlers in her old grey head, she nearly made me sick. "Get up and milk the cows," she says, "you raving lunatic." 'Twas then I realized that it was all a dream. The cows were mooing in the field and the cat was at the cream. Me bike was throwing in the hedge and me trousers had a shine. 'Twas lovely while it lasted, that winning dream of mine. 'Twas lovely while it lasted, that winning dream of mine. As I was slowly passing an orphan's home one day, I stopped there for a moment just to watch the children play. Alone a boy was standing, and when I asked him why, with eyes that could not see, and he began to cry. I'm nobody's child. I'm nobody's child. I'm like a flower just growing wild. No mama's kisses and no daddy's smile. Nobody wants me. I'm nobody's child. People come for children to take them for their own, but they all seem to pass me by, and I am left alone. I know they'd like to take me, but when they see I'm blind, they always take some other child, and I am left behind. I'm nobody's child. I'm nobody's child. I'm like a flower just growing wild. No mama's kisses and no daddy's smile. Nobody wants me. I'm nobody's child. No mommy's arms to hold me or soothe me when I cry. Sometimes it feels so lonely here, I wish that I could die. I'd walk the streets of heaven where all the blind can see, and just like all the other kids, they'd be a home for me. I'm nobody's child. I'm nobody's child. I'm like a flower just growing wild. No mama's kisses and no daddy's smile. Nobody wants me. I'm nobody's child. Nobody wants me. I'm nobody's child. I close my eyes and picture the emerald or the sea, from the fishing boats at Dingle to the shores of Donaghadee. I miss the river Shannon and the folks at Skibbereen, the moorlands and the meadows, and there's 40 shades of green. But most of all I miss a girl in Tipperary town, and most of all I miss her lips, as soft as either down. Again I want to see and do the things we've done and seen, where the breezes sweet as Shalimar, and there's 40 shades of green. I wish that I could spend an hour at Dublin's churning surf. I'd love to watch the farmers drain the bogs and spade the turf, to see again the thatching of the straws the women glean. I'd walk from Cork to learn to see those 40 shades of green. But most of all, I miss a girl in Tipperary town. And most of all, I miss her lips, as soft as either down. Again, I want to see and do the things we've done and seen, where the breeze is sweet as Shalimar, and there's 40 shades of green. Where the breeze is sweet as Shalimar, and there's 40 shades of green. You know I love you and I always will. I know you're married, but I love you still. The day I met you, my heart spoke to me. It said to love you to eternity, not knowing that you were another's bride. I thought I'd always be close by your side. You know I love you and I always will. I know you're married, but I love you still. You broke a heart, dear, that would die for you. I'd give the world, dear, to belong to you. The game is over now and we've both lost. Our broken hearts will have to pay the cost. You know I love you and I always will. I know you're married, but I love you still. I came upon a bundle of letters one day. I had in my mind to throw them away. I broke the faded ribbon before I thought again. I opened up the first one and I noticed your name. Why did I read those old love letters? I had almost forgotten you. Why did I read those old love letters? Those old love letters from you. There were many, many pages all about old times. The blurs from your lonely tears were covered up by mine. I heard your voice again, love. I saw your sweet lips move. I read the words, I love you, and said I love you too. Why did I keep those old love letters? I had almost forgotten you. Why did I those old love letters, those old love letters from you. I burned those old love letters, the ones that you're part of. I'll take a spade and bury deep the ashes of love. I'm trying to forget you, but I know there's no use. 'Cause when you love somebody, that feeling's hard to lose. Why did I keep those old love letters? I had almost forgotten you. Why did I read those old love letters? Those old love letters from you. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music is the only kind of life you'll ever understand. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music, you'll never make a wife to a home-loving man. A home and little children mean nothing to you. A house full of love and a husband so true. You'd rather have a drink with the first guy you meet, and the only home you know is this club down the street. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music is the only kind of life you'll ever understand. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music, you'll never make a wife to a home-loving man. You'll never make a wife to a home-loving man. I'm calling to tell you it's over. Yes, darling, you're now free to go. You're saying you're sorry you hurt me, but you hurt me much more than you know. You're asking me where this call comes from. Oh, I hope that you won't end up here. If your new romance turns out a failure, here's where to find me, my dear. I'm just on the blue side of lonesome, right next to the Heartbreak Hotel, in a tavern that's known as Three Teardrops, on a bar stool not doing so well. The floor has a carpet of sorrow, but no one can weep in the aisle. And they say someone broke the bar mirror with only a ghost of a smile. The hands on clock never altered, for things never change in this place. There's no present, no past or no future. We're the ones who have lost in love's way. So I'm just on the blue side of lonesome, right next to the Heartbreak Hotel, in a tavern that's known as Three Teardrops, on a bar stool not doing so well. I was standing by my window yesterday morning, without a thought of worry or of care, when I saw the postman coming up the pathway with such a happy face and jolly air. He rang the bell and whistled as he waited, and then he said, "Good morning to you, Jack." But he little knew the sorrow that he brought me, as he handed me a letter edged in black. With trembling hands I took this letter from him. I broke the seal, and this is what it said. "Come home, my boy, your dear old father wants you. Come home, my boy, your dear old mother's dead." The last words your mother ever uttered were, "Tell my boy I want him to come back." My eyes are blurred, my poor old heart is breaking, as I'm writing you this letter edged in black. I bowed my head in sorrow and in silence. The sunshine of my life, it all had gone. The postman brought that letter yesterday morning, saying, "Come home, my boy, your dear old mother's dead." Those angry words I wish I'd never spoken. You know I didn't mean them, don't you, Jack? May the angels bear this message I am asking. Your forgiveness in this letter edged in black. could hear the postman whistling yesterday morning, coming up the pathway with his pack. But he little knew the sorrow that he brought me, as he handed me a letter edged in black. You're asking me to take you back, if I still care for you. I care, but if I take you back, the same old things you'll do. I know you'll never really change. Too wrong you've been. Best to forget, because I'll never take you back again. I'll never take you back again. I found out long ago you're bad all through, you're selfish too. There's something I should know. I gave my heart to you before. Now see the shape it's in. You're wrong for me, and so I'll never take you back again. You'll come back to me, I know, but how long would it be before you get a change of heart and make me set you free? You'll come back and really thrive, but you just leave me when I needed you, and so I'll never take you back again. I'll never take you back again. I found out long ago you're bad all through, you're selfish too. There's something I should know. I gave my heart to you before. Now see the shape it's in. You're wrong for me, and so I'll never take you back again. I'll never take you back again. I found out long ago you're bad all through, you're selfish too. There's something I should know. I gave my heart to you before. Now see the shape it's in. You're wrong for me, and so I'll never take you back again. You're wrong for me, and so I'll never take you back again. Down in the county Kerry, in a place they call Tralee, a fine old couple, they lived there, Kate and Pat McGee. They were going to have a party on their golden jubilee. Now Kate says she to Pat McGee, come listen here to me. Put on your old knee breeches and your coat of emerald green. Take off that hat, me darling Pat, put on your old cobbeen. For today's our golden wedding, and I'll have you all to know just how we looked when we were wed 50 years ago. Oh, well do I remember how we danced on the village green. You held me in your arms, dear Pat, and called me your Colleen. Your hair was like a raven's wing, now it's turning grey. Come over here, oh sweetheart dear, and here's what I've to say. Put on your old knee breeches and your coat of emerald green. Take off that hat, me darling Pat, put on your old cobbeen. For today's our golden wedding, and I'll have you all to know just how we looked when we were wed 50 years ago. And well do I remember when first I was your bride, in a little chapel on the hill where we stood side by side. Good friends we had many, and troubles we had few. Come over here, oh sweetheart dear, and here's what you must do. Put on your old knee breeches and your coat of emerald green. Take off that hat, me darling Pat, put on your old cobbeen. For today's our golden wedding, and I'll have you all to know just how we looked when we were wed 50 years ago. Just how we looked when we were wed 50 years ago. If you ever go across the sea to Ireland, then maybe at the closing of your day you can sit and watch the moon rise over Gladys, or to see the sun go down on Galway Bay. Just to hear again the ripple of the trout stream, the women in the meadows making hay, or to sit beside a turf fire in a cabin and to watch the barefoot gossoons as they play. Oh, the breeze is blowing across the seas from Ireland, are perfumed by the heather as they blow, and the women in the uplands digging graves speak a language that the strangers do not know. Now the strangers came and tried to teach us their way, and they scorned us just for being what we are. But they might as well go chasing after moonbeams, or to light a penny candle from a star. And if there's going to be a life hereafter. And somehow I am sure there's going to be. I will ask my God to let me make my heaven in that little land across the Irish Sea. I will ask my God to let me make my heaven in that little land across the Irish Sea.